Hello there guys, Eric here for Forever Football DRFC. Yeah, we're back on the defeat. That one's a hard one to take. But sometimes maybe defeat's the best way to get on another winning run. I mean, let's face it, it's not like past seasons where we've gone on like 2-3 game winning runs and then lost a few and then drawn a few and then gone through that consistency strike. We've gone on like a 4-5 game winning run and now we've just got one defeat. And I think it's our first defeat for a good few months. So, it's not all bad news. Hull and Lincoln drew. Yes, Portsmouth won, but, we're still chasing the top, which is still alright. But that does not mean I can't be critical of the goals today. First goal, keeper was, I guess, kind of blocked from the defenders and, couldn't really see it as much. Second goal was abysmal. I'll talk about that. Third goal was a good finish from our old left back who celebrated that goal. No respect at all. And yeah, it's Fleetwood's first win this year, and it's their first win at home since November, which is good for them. Congratulations to them. Good luck for the rest of the season. And like I said, defeat's maybe the best lesson to go into the future. But the second goal, this is the one I want to talk about the most, and this is where I criticise certain players. Maja Gomez. Now, Maja Gomez. No disrespect, pal. No disrespect. But that second goal was your fault. That second goal was purely down to you. Because the pass to play backwards was abysmal. They took advantage in the space. Balcom, what were you doing coming out? And then it was pretty much an open goal. And that's the best way to describe it. So what do we do now? Well, we've got to go into Sunderland, dust ourselves off, and absolutely go at them. They lost 2-1 to bloody Shrewsbury. We should be going at Sunderland on Saturday. We should be kicking their backside back to Wearside, or whatever they're from. Tyneside, Wearside. I couldn't give a rat's backside right now. But we need to give them a good kicking on Saturday. A good kicking. Because if we don't, what does that do? Does that open the door for Lincoln and Hull to just struggle on to a 2-title race? Probably. But I don't think it's going to be a 2-title race. It'll be a 3-title race and we're one of the 3. We've got to show that against Sunderland, against Hull the next week as well. Accrington before Hull. Sunderland, Accrington, Hull could be the next games that define our season. So let's look at this. Let's look at the the next 6 games this way from a couple of weeks ago. They mentioned this on the AFL Quest as well. Lincoln, Oxford, Fleetwood, Sunderland, Accrington, Hull. So maximum 3 points out of each of those games. So 18 points on offer from those 6 games. We've picked up 6 out of a possible 9, which means we can get a maximum of 15 points now out of the 18 available. Which, to be honest, if we win the rest of these games, is actually a good statistic. We've only lost 1 of them. But to be fair, the previous statistic, we picked up 30 points from an available 33 because we lost a game. Sometimes we do have to experience defeat to get back on the winning runs again, and maybe Sunderland will be the bounce back, game. But we'll see, won't we? I mean, there's one thing I pray that happens, and that Gomez is back on the bench, not starting in this game. Even after he gave the pass away for the second goal. He were making a couple of passes, stray passes, giving the ball away. And that's been our Achilles heel for a while now, even in victories. We gave the ball away and sloppy possession away way too much. Way too bloody much. Okay? Taylor Richards, I get why he didn't start because of the knock in the Oxford game. But, he should have come on after that first half, after we were leading 1-0, after a first half where Fleetwood dominated. We should have brought Richards on straight away in the second half. But in my opinion, Darren Moore made the changes way too late. With about 10-15 minutes to go, he brings on Bogle and Taylor. You know, Bogle gave Fagirio could have been with that sense of strike partnership, and it improved his game a bit more. Taylor came on, did some stuff. Bostock and Robertson came off. Our midfield was way too defensive today. Way too defensive. There wasn't that physical attacking presence in there. Bostock was good. It was all right. Robertson was okay. Smith was okay. You know, the pass for the goal by Matt Smith for our goal was brilliant, by the way. Another brilliant pass. But we needed that physical attacking presence, and Taylor Richards is the man. But if we've learned anything, and from the look of the free press, from how they've lined us up at the start of the match, it was a 4-3-3. And you can see it on the screen behind you. Get back in the 4-2-3-1. Put Bostock and Smith in the midfield, Richards in front, wingers, solo forward. Now, whether that's Fagirio on the wings with Taylor and Bogle up front, which means Lakilo's on the bench, Simio's on the bench, I couldn't give a rat's backside. I couldn't give a Captain Pugwash about how we do it. We just need to do it that way. 4-2-3-1 is the way that suited us all season long. How come suddenly we switched to a 4-3-3, or what looks like a 4-3-3, and then we put Fagirio out on the wing? And he was actually playing better when Bogle came on and he was on the wing. Fagirio actually played better when he was switched position, because he's not a forward. Now, we moved James into the midfield, fair enough. When Smith came off, don't know why Smith came off, but there we go. But you know what I wanted? I wanted Reece James at left back. I wanted Smith still on the pitch. I wanted Fagirio on the wing. I wanted Bogle up front, and I wanted Cameron John off that pitch. And people are going to comment down below and say, oh, you've got an agenda against Cameron John just because you think he's not a left back. You know, he was trained in that position. He was in the academy a few times in that position. So? We first brought him in to play as a centre-back, and then slowly, towards the end of last season, we transitioned him into a left-back, and it didn't work. And now we've been playing him left-back ever since he's come back as a permanent player. Play him at centre-back. I think Anderson's going to miss this game against Sunderland because of the injury. And by the way, best of luck to Captain Tom. Praise to you, man. You know, if we're going to put Halliday on the wings, probably, maybe, and Wright starts at right back, I would play Andy Butler as captain and have Cameron John at the centre-back position. Play it the right way, in my opinion. Let's try Cameron John as a pacey young centre-back next to an experienced brick wall like Andy Butler. It gives our defence so much pace. So much pace. Our defence was so deep tonight. So deep. Really, really deep. And, you know, there was a few chances towards the end of the game, but we didn't take them. The execution was poor. Towards the end of the second half, the ideas were right, but the execution was diabolical at times. And we've got to take this on the chin. We've got to dust ourselves down, get back out there for Sunderland, and just go for it. Just absolutely go for it. So let's get into player ratings before we sum up what we need to do against Sunderland on Saturday. Starting off with Elrib Alcom. Where do we go with him? I'm going to go with a 4, and that's to do with his part in the second goal, and that's his overall performance. I think there was a couple of moments where it looked a bit edgy. He didn't really help matters in the second goal, and overall, he made a few good saves, but there were some risky moments in there as well. So overall, I'm going to give him a 4. It might be harsh, but, you know, I'm angry tonight. I don't even care. Right back to left back then. So right to left, Halliday, I'm going to give him a 5. Overall, average at best. He was alright, getting up and down on that, but nothing too much. Got forward quite well, but you know, I was tempted to push it up to a 6, but there we go. Anderson, before he came off, again, you can't really rate Anderson because he came off after about 11-12 minutes, so, you know, I'm going to give him an average 5 just because it's the average rating and the average sort of score. Butler, I'm going to give him a 6. I don't think he did much wrong. I think there was a couple of edgy moments, but overall defensively tried to do quite well, even though it was breached a few times. So Butler unfortunately gets one of the higher ratings. I don't think anyone's getting above a 6 tonight. John, I'm going to give him a 5. You know what, scratch that, a 4. And you might think I'm being harsh here, but I'm not. Cameron John was awful at left back. Yes, he was getting forward quite well, and he put some good foot. He was good going forward, but again, this is something I've been saying for weeks. He gets caught out of position way too much. He has to chase back. Luckily, he's got the pace for it, but he gets caught in the out of position and has to go back so much. You can go forward, but make sure you're going forward where you know you can track back again in time, so you're not having to chase the ball against an opposition attacker or defender that's gone forward for them. So stop getting caught out of position and playing your position if you're going to play left back. But in my opinion, John should be at centre back against Sunderland if Wright's not going to play in that position and Anderson's still not well enough for that game on Saturday. Full stop. John should be at centre back. Going into the midfield, from right to left, Bostock, I'm going to give him a 6. Overall, good physicality, was alright, nothing too much. Again, one of the higher players, to be honest. Robertson gets a 5, average at best. Smith gets a 5. Again, apart from the pass for the goal, didn't really see as much as I would like to have seen. Going into the wings then, right to left, the Kilo 5, got the goal in the first half. Good goal, by the way. And, you know, after that, the Kilo was just, in the second half, just not at the races. James, I'm going to give him a 5 as well. Not really at the races at all. Moved to the midfield, did a bit better. Okunabiri up front, I'm going to give him a 5 as well. I think he had a couple of chances in the second half, but apart from that, he was getting bullied quite a bit off the ball. And, you know, that's not his fault. He's a hold-up striker. He's not really the close shooter. He's an 18-yard shooter. But this is where I'm saying now, Fajiri, back on the wing. Going into the subs bench then, Wright that came on, I'm going to give him a 6. Overall, didn't do too bad. Gomez, I'm going to give him a 3. That's our lowest rating. Gomez gets a 3 for the second goal mistake, for leading stray passes away, for all his mistakes in the second half as well, for the rest of the second half. Overall, just wasn't good. I would keep Gomez on the bench, and I would only play him in that cam position if Richards is going to drop back in the second half against Sunderland, or you know, if you feel like substituting Richards again, substitute him and have Gomez in that cam position, all about the pitch. In my opinion, wasn't good from Gomez tonight. 3. And that's nothing personal. I love the guy. I love every single player at Rovers, but overall today it was rubbish. To be honest, it was dog muck. And then we've got Richards. I'm going to give him a 6. I think overall, again, he was one of the better players after he came on the pitch. He was all over the pitch, physicality, gave the ball away a couple of times, but, you know, his physicality more than makes up for it. He was one of the only players when he came on that actually looked like he wanted to get forward and do something good. So, overall, you know, again, needs to be improved. You know, in terms of the team around him, not Richards, but overall needs to be improved around him. Then we go into Taylor. I'm going to give him a 5, only just a 5, maybe a 6, but I was going to go with a 5 anyway. Got in a couple of decent crosses, but overall, I would like to have seen him made more of an impact. And Bogle, I'm going to give him a 5 on his debut. Again, nothing much seen from him, just got forward quite a bit. So what do we need to do then against Sunderland? Well, we need to turn up and actually win the game. That was one of the things I missed today. We needed to win the game. But like I said at the beginning, sometimes you need to take defeat, and defeat is the biggest lesson learnt. So we'll book ourselves up, book our ideas up, get back to the drawing board, and we'll see it out. Because, yeah, I do not want to feel like that ever again after tonight. That was an awful performance. First half, we were completely outclassed, got the ball on the run of play, and how much luck are we going to have? Well, it ran out tonight, because Fleetwood completely turned it around and justified how good they were in the first half and the second half. And to be fair, Darren Moore's team talk before the second half, what was it? I'm sure he told the players to get out and put themselves a bit. You know, he did the same team talk against Oxford, and they turned it around and got the 2 quick-fire goals. Yes, Oxford got one back, but we ended up getting 3 points from that. So I'm sure Darren Moore put out the right team talk today, but the players did not deliver. The blow to Anderson early on, the captain, was a big stepping stone into why we lost this game. A couple of bad refereeing decisions, but overall, it was our own fault. So hopefully, 3 points at the Stadium of Light on Saturday. So thank you very much, guys, for watching this video. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. And for now, guys, my name is Aaron Chandler from Forever Football, DRFC. keep living the Rovers life, and that, my friends, is full time. Rovers till I die. Come on, Rovers, don't let this get you down, because every little thing is gonna be alright. 3 points. Come on, Sunderland, Saturday. Let's do this, Sonny Jim. Rovers